it's me Marty and welcome to the Diamonds and Denim YouTube page. So today I am adding a new feature to our lineup. I don't think this is going to be weekly, it's just going to depend. After I shot the NYX lip lingerie my collection video, I was getting a lot of people asking me like what shade of the Kylie Cosmetics would be a dupe for which shade. Like if you want to get, if there's one you were looking for, like maybe autumn, if you were looking for the shade autumn and you can't find it anywhere, which NYX Cosmetics one would you buy? So that kind of brought this about. This is going to be called Super Duper. Today we are going to do not the Kylie Cosmetics, not yet. That's going to take a while because I have to make sure everything matches. We're going to do the Tarte Shape Tape Contour Concealer, the Double Duty Beauty in the shade medium, which is this one. This one retails for $27. And I actually have it applied on my left eye, under my left eye, which would be y'all's right, I guess. And then we're comparing that to the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear More Than a Concealer in the shade Amber. And this one is applied under my right eye. So the price difference in these is about 13 and 27. What is that, like $10, $14, I guess? I don't know. I cannot do math. I'm horrible at math. So if I'm wrong, I'll put it at the bottom below. If nothing appears at the bottom below, then she got the answer right. So these two, actually, let me tell you how this came about. So my mom was reading about concealers, and she was reading an InStyle magazine or Vogue or Harper's Bazaar. She gets all the beauty mags, all the fashion mags, which I guess that's where I get it from. She heard they had one of the ads for this that compared it to the Tarte Shape Tape. So she's like, do you think that's true? And I'm like, I have no idea. I've never seen the Infallible concealer at work. I see the foundation a lot, but I've never... At the time, I hadn't seen the concealer. And then this one, she was like, I know you love it. I love this stuff. So since they made that comparison, and this is literally my favorite concealer I own, I wanted to go ahead and decide which one is either the best dupe, or if they're a dupe at all, they might not have anything to do with each other, and which one I would suggest you get. Because y'all know by now, this blog was started as a budget and beauty blog, which how you can look luxe for less bucks. So it was getting cheaper things or more inexpensive things and kind of elevating them and how to use them. So I really hope this actually beats this, because even though I think 13 is a little bit expensive for a drugstore concealer, I want it to beat this because this is expensive. And when I run out, I don't want to buy another one. So we'll see which one is better and if it is a good dupe. So if you want to see which one I like more, you can just keep on watching. So most of my makeup is done. I have my concealers on. Eyes are totally done. We're finished with the eyes. And now would be the part when I do my cream contour, my highlights and contour. So today I will be doing Infallible and Tarte. So she bought like 3 different shades and she didn't like this one. She said it was too light for her because she doesn't use it as a contour. She uses it to spot correct. So I'm going to try them out now. I'm kind of excited. I've never done anything like this, so I'm excited about it. Okay, so let's see. The Tarte Shape Tape, which is the one I always use, I'm going to do on my left, which is your right. And I'm going to do this one on my right, your left. So I'm going to apply it, blend it, and set it now. Just so that we can kind of, see how it does, how both of them do with each thing. So let's talk about the packaging first. I will say the Tarte Shape Tape has beautiful packaging. This gold foil on the top. I love it. But I have to say, L'Oreal is coming through. A lot of the drugstore brands to me are kind of up in their game as far as packaging is concerned. Now, again, this one is $13, $13.59 or something like that. So it's not right below, but it's in the middle to me of drugstore price and prestige price. So because to me $14 is a little bit high. But anyway, let's look at the applicators. Okay, so this one is a pretty fat applicator, which would make it good for like what I'm going to do today. That's the L'Oreal one. Now the Tarte one, okay, they're about the same. They're like about the same size. I think the Tarte one might be a little tiny bit longer, skinnier, and has a more pointed end. But I mean, it's not that different. So I'm excited to see how they apply. I am going to swatch it really quickly before we get started on the actual look, just so we can make sure the colors are comparable enough for me to have a fair assessment of. Okay, so yeah, this one is pretty good. Pretty. And then, okay, pretty good match, right? So let's start with the Tarte, which is going to be on my left side. And I'm zooming you guys in just in case there's anything on application that I need to discuss with y'all. So again, the Tarte Shape Tape is going on my left. I will say this, the Tarte Shape Tape, the applicator takes a lot of, it spits out a lot of products. So that's the Tarte side. And this one will be on my right. Again, that's the Infallible More Than a Concealer. Okay, already I can kind of see it's a little more watery than the Tarte one. Just, you could see my pores a little more when I did that one. Not a good or a bad thing. I'm not judging it already. We just kind of got this started. So, okay, now I'm going to do like I do every day with my beauty routine. I'm going to take a damp sponge. By the way, my lavender water, I ran out of it. So I had to get this organic coconut water for $4 at TJ Maxx. And it's pretty good. It does the same thing. It's a little more hydrating, I find. So I'm going to just blend out the Shape Tape first. I need to blend that out a little bit more right under my lash. And now the Infallible. Okay. Okay, guys. So as far as the blending is concerned, I think it's pretty similar. They're pretty good. Okay, so since I have this little line of demarcation right at the eyelash line, I always blend out using this little brush. I don't know where this brush came from. Or it came from TJ Maxx. I can't remember the brand, though. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see, but as far as spreading it, the Infallible is a little more difficult to spread. I'm going to try to wear eyelashes for Christmas, so I wanted to practice tonight. Make sure I could do it. And no, I still cannot. So just blending that out, making sure there's no lines or anything like that. And we're going to bake that section. Okay, I know it's been a while since I baked on camera, or I feel like it's been a while. Oh, I still have some good. Just a reminder, I'm using the Revolution Luxury Baking Powder and Banana, but I have to drop it into this CoverGirl cap because this cap is too small to really fit your sponge in. All right, now using the brush I always bake with. The sponge I always bake with. I'm just going to take a good chunk of that loose powder. So I'm going to go and do the rest of my makeup, and I'll be back to discuss with y'all if this is a super duper. So my makeup is set. My look is done. But this super duper is not over yet. So I'm going to go and do a couple things. And then, because I want to check back in like an hour or two and see how they held up, and if one held up better than the other one. So this is the finished look. And if you see, it looks, I mean, right now, both of them look really, really good. They are like the same shade, almost exactly. They both baked pretty well. And I'm excited to see what it looks like in a couple of hours. So I'm going to go about my day, wrapping some presents and doing things such as that. Anyway, I don't have a lot of time today. So I'll check back in with y'all in 2 hours and let y'all know what's up. Okay, guys, so I am back. I am very sleepy. That is why I already have changed into my bed clothes. I was going to pop my eyelashes off and start taking off my makeup when I realized I didn't come back to finish the super duper for the L'Oreal Infallible and the Tarte Double Duty Beauty Concealer. So been a couple hours. I say like maybe 3 or 4 hours since I shot this video earlier when I applied it and everything. So I just kind of wanted to check in and see how it's doing, how both of them are doing 3 or 4 hours later. So right off the bat, looking at it in the viewfinder, I mean, they look pretty similar up close. I will say it almost looks like the Tarte one is creasing a little bit right here, which is not good. This one is too, but not as this one, like, it's really deep. And I don't know, my eyes may have naturally have more creases there. Maybe I just didn't notice it. I really don't know. Looking at it up close. Okay, so looking at it close up, I do see that this one, the right side was, okay, that was the L'Oreal. It has like little holes in it. And that happens when you wear makeup like for a long time, you know. When you get home, you're like all shiny and beautiful. When you leave, when you get back, you're like, oh, look like the moon. So this one, this one has more holes in it, but it's not creasing as much. This side is still pretty smooth, but I see some pretty big creases. Like right here, there's a pretty big crease. So I would definitely consider this L'Oreal Infallible a super duper for the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. Now, I do feel like in order to really test drive it, I would need to have it on for like a whole day. Like from the time I do my makeup to the time I go to bed. Like this was like a nighttime thing. I didn't do this at the beginning of the day. I was pretty sick this morning. But yeah, I consider it a super duper. I don't know which one I like better. I don't know. I think I probably like the Shape Tape better, only because originally it went on smoother. But this is not by a long shot a bad product. I mean, it is very similar to the Tarte Shape Tape. The applicator is similar. The shade range, I believe L'Oreal has more shade ranges at this point. But again, I have to tell y'all, this L'Oreal Infallible Concealer is not what you would expect to pay for a drugstore brand. There's about a $10 difference in these. No, $14. I figured that out earlier, didn't I? A $14 difference between these two. But this one is still about 14 bucks. So for it to be 14 bucks, I still need you to come correct. Like over 10, we need to talk. Yeah, definitely a super duper. I still, if I could only have one, I would take the Tarte. Only because, again, it went on so smooth. And the creases I have here, it could just be a foundation thing. Or not a foundation, I'm sorry, a baking thing. And it's not as much. The other side has a bunch of little tiny holes. Like, it almost like magnified my pores. You can't really see it on there, but whatever. So I prefer the Tarte, but this is definitely a super duper for it. So yeah, so thank you so much for joining me for the first edition of Super Duper. And please subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave it in the comment section below, or you can hit me up on any social media, which is always the last lie. If y'all can think of any other dupes you want me to test out, let me know and I'll see what I can do. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.